my love of castles. This is my daughter's room. And you can see the castles on the wall. We also have a mini one right here over the light switch. Ooh. Hi guys, this is Christina from Playdates and Travels, and welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today I am part of a swap with a bunch of different Disney YouTubers, and we are all commemorating the 70th anniversary of Cinderella. Cinderella was actually one of my earliest films that I ever really gravitated towards. It was one of my favorite films as a young child, and I know that a lot of people who watch my channel regularly know that I'm a big Little Mermaid fan, obviously. That is definitely up there. Mulan is definitely up there. But I don't think that I advertise as much my love of Cinderella and my appreciation for what it did for me as a child on this channel. But I do have a number of Cinderella items in my collection. A lot of them, or some of them I should say, are usually behind me in some form or other. I have pulled them from my background because today's video, the purpose of today's swap is to actually show 10 different Cinderella items that we have in our own personal collection as part of the 70th anniversary of Cinderella. So because it's the 70th anniversary, Cinderella loves Disney. Clearly her name indicates that she's a big Cinderella fan. Allie, or Alicia, she actually invited 7 different people to be part of today's Cinderella 70th anniversary collection swap. And we're basically going to be showing 10 items each, so 7 people, 10 items. 7 times 10 is 70 different items that you get to see as part of today's swap. So you definitely want to check out my video for sure. Watch the whole thing. And then when you're done, go ahead and watch the other channels that are involved. I will put their links in the description below. But I'm so excited to show you guys part of my collection of Cinderella. I did mention in my channel a couple times from January to now that I was planning on showing a lot more of the items within my actual collection. I want to show you guys what I actually own in my favorite Disney memorabilia, and Cinderella is something that is a great topic to kick this off with. I am planning on showing a lot more, so stay tuned for the collection videos. But let's kick this off. No better way to celebrate Cinderella than with our items, right? So definitely give this video a like if you like these type of videos. Consider subscribing if you are interested in Disney content in general, because I do a lot of that on this channel. I have shopping hauls, I have merchandise videos. I show what's currently being sold in the parks, what's currently being sold in the Disney outlet stores around the country. Yes, around the country, because I go to Florida and California and somewhere in between. But yeah, I just have a lot of fun talking about Disney in general on this channel. So that's basically us in a nutshell. And let's show you my favorite Cinderella items. So I am not going to show them in ranking order. I would love to do that, but I'm filming at nighttime. My lighting's already weird as it is, and I'm just trying to get this going. But I will share my favorite Disney Cinderella item at the end, if that makes sense. So I'm actually going to start with something that is one of my favorite items. And it is something that I have shared on this channel before. Many times when I first started my channel. Oh, I should mention also, I'm not wearing a Cinderella shirt. I'm actually wearing a Meet Me at the People Mover shirt, which is a Magic Kingdom item, and it's the closest thing I could think of on the whim of what inspires the Cinderella-esque atmosphere at Walt Disney World, which is in Magic Kingdom, because that shirt that I own, that I've also shared on my channel since I first started, go back to my earliest videos from 2017, I was wearing a blue shirt a lot that had a little glass slipper, and it's all about Cinderella slipper in like a more subtle way. I came across that shirt recently, and I don't know where it is. I spent like an hour going through laundry piles trying to find it, clean clothes, dirty clothes, my actual closet. I could not find it. I know that I recently saw the shirt before my recent Walt Disney World trip in January, and I remember thinking at the time, no, I don't want to pack this shirt because it's actually getting a little faded from wearing it so much. And then I was like, this would be the perfect shirt to wear for this video, and I couldn't find it. I don't know in which laundry pile it is. We have several, unfortunately. We definitely do. We have a lot of laundry. We're swimming in it. But at any rate, so I'm not wearing a Cinderella themed outfit, which kind of sucks because it's like my only Cinderella shirt that I wear and love to death, and that would have been one of my items, but it won't be. It will not be. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to get right into my collection. And the first item, again, is something that was in my background many times. I'm just going to go ahead and show it to you. And it is this piece of art. I'm a big fan of art. I have a couple of pieces behind me, not as much as I had in my background in the past, because I have redone my background since I first started filming on this channel. And I used to have this in the background at pretty much every video for the first year of my videos. So if you look back at my beginning of this channel, this was definitely prominently displayed on the wall that I used to film on. It's still displayed on that wall, but I took it down to show you guys. This is actually a Thomas Kinkade piece of art. I love this so much. This is the Cinderella Castle, which you're going to see a theme tonight. I am very much all about the Cinderella Castle. I have a bunch of different Cinderella Castle items to show you that are part of my collection of Cinderella. And this is my home. This is the park that I grew up with, so this is the castle that I most resonate toward. I mean, I love the Disneyland castle. I'm very much a fan of Sleeping Beauty's castle and the fact that you can walk through it and it's interactive and there's a whole exhibit that you can also see. But there's just something that is nostalgic about this for me, and I love it. And I love the way that Thomas Kinkade, like, focused on the lighting in here and the colors. This is a remarkable piece of art. I actually saw this in the parks 2 years ago, and I remember thinking this was such a nice piece of art, but I couldn't afford it. I think the price was, I forget at this point, but it was up there around $100 or so for this size. If I want it bigger, it got even more expensive. However, I then discovered that Thomas Kinkade actually had a number of his paintings available directly through him via Amazon, and that is where I got this from. I don't remember what I paid for it, but I do remember that I got a great deal, and I was really excited to share it on my channel at the time as well. I think I got this around Christmas time or so, so look back to one of my Christmas videos from the past couple years, and you might find that video. But the name of this piece is actually called New Day Cinderella, so very much a Cinderella piece, and on the back I have a certificate of authenticity that certifies this is an official Thomas Kinkade product. So I love the fact that I have an actual designer piece in my home. It's definitely a fun piece of art to look at. I'm a fan of Thomas Kinkade for sure, and I have another Thomas Kinkade item to show you soon, so hint hint, wait for that. But this is definitely probably my second favorite Cinderella item in my collection. The second item I'm going to show you today is actually one of my newer items. I purchased this in December. This was on sale at a store called Typo. It is an Australian stationery goods novelty store, and they occasionally have Disney items, and I was shopping there during one of their sales, and I remember seeing this and being like, I need that. I actually considered sending this to Cinderella Loves Disney as well, because we have become friends over the past year, and I know that she is a huge Cinderella fan, even more so than myself, and I got very close to sending this to her, but then I decided at the end of the day that I kind of wanted to keep it for myself and have it for my future passport travels. And what this is actually a luggage tag and passport holder duo. And if you guys look very closely, you can see it says Walt Disney Cinderella in the classic print that was on the original Cinderella posters when this movie first came out. I love that this is commemorated on a passport holder. And then over here you have Cinderella herself in the form of a luggage tag. So I haven't actually even opened this box yet. The original selling price on this was $25. I know that I got it on sale though. But I was definitely a fan of both of these items, and I wanted to get this while it was on sale before it sold out. And this is the luggage tag, and this is the passport holder. And if I open it up, you can see it has a slot to put your passport in, and on the back it's pink and says Disney Typo. So I love this so much. I actually bought this more so for the passport holder, but I can't wait to actually put both of these on my luggage at some point. I could put the luggage tag on my luggage in the future, and then definitely be using this passport holder. But a fun item, one of my newer items, and definitely something to show you guys as part of my Cinderella collection, because this is just a beautiful collective piece, I just thought. The third thing I'm going to show you is actually something that I did purchase for Cinderella Loves Disney. I was part of a number of swaps over the Christmas season, and one of the swaps that I did was, I believe it was the pin, no, I think it was the Ornament Exchange, and I put my ornament cleverly in this particular item because I wanted her to have an extra item for me, and I also thought it was perfect because it was Cinderella related and was so nice and plush in person. If I ever get my New York haul up, I had a whole New York video that I did and filmed back in November last year, and that was actually I think I actually filmed it late November, early December, around the time that my audio on my camera was like busted. So I didn't realize I lost a number of videos, and that was one of them. I showed that I found this in the New York Disney store in Times Square, and I was so excited, and I still haven't showed you guys that reaction yet, so I will show it to you soon. But in the meantime, I saw this in New York. It had been sold out, long sold out online. I know that it was long sold out in my local stores, but the New York Times Square Disney store location had it, so I thought it was a sign and got it for myself. And that's this item right here. This is a beautiful makeup / cosmetic bag that says "It's a Ball" in nice gold print and fancy font. And I love that it also has like the little fairy godmother-esque stars on either side. This is a deep blue velvet material, and the entire thing is just gorgeous. This is part of the ColourPop Disney designer collection that came out, and the retail price on this was not on sale at any point. The retail price on this was $15. So I got this for Cinderella Loves Disney, and then I had to get it for myself. So I just love the plush blue velvet and the very subtle writing that if you're not a Disney Cinderella fan, you might not automatically get this is a Disney item, but Cinderella lovers will immediately know. And this is just a gorgeous piece. And then when you open it up, it has a nice little clasp here. Just a very simple, elegant bag. You could even use this as a clutch. You could take this around with you and go to parties and just be like, hello, I'm holding my purse and I'm a Cinderella lover. Hello. I don't know why I'm talking about that either. But at any rate, this was just a fun, fancy little item. And again, when I saw it in person again, I knew that I wanted to get it for myself because I had missed out on buying it the first time. So that is why this is part of my piece. As I'm filming, my son's starting to cry because it is his nap time or his sleep time. And I'm going to try to get this done a little faster so I can put him to bed. The next item is going back to the castle theme, and it is not really an item that I purchased per se, but it's an item that gives me such joy every time I see it, and it's this right here. You guys might recognize this as the US Disney Parks bag that you get when you purchase something at either Disneyland or Disney World. Every time I see this bag, it sparks joy in my life, and that is because it has Cinderella's castle so prominently displayed as part of the Disney logo, Disney Parks logo, and you've got the fireworks above, ablaze, and it's just the castle so beautiful on this side, obviously, and then on this side you have Sleeping Beauty's castle as well. So you have both the castles from the US Parks on here. Of course, like I said, I always gravitate towards Cinderella's castle more. So then my local castle started to give shade to my local castle. I like it too. This is the one that I grew up with. And so I see this item every time and it just brings a smile to my face. And because of that, I thought there was no better reason to put this as part of my collection, to show the free bags that you get when you purchase something in the Disney parks, because it's just that important to me. I love seeing the bags that you get from the parks, and because of that, as much as I like the reusable bags as well, I still have to gravitate toward getting the complimentary bag when I make purchases, because I love this bag so much, and I have so many in my closet. I collect them. I have a whole collection of Tokyo Disney bags and then the official US Park bags for sure. I'm next going to show you an item that I was ecstatic to get my hands on, and it's something I think I bought on eBay or Amazon as well. It's something that I definitely wanted to add to my collection for a long time and finally just bit the bullet. And it's a popcorn bucket that was sold in the US parks as well as Tokyo, and this was so popular and swiftly sold out before I was ever able to get my hands on it in either the US parks or in Tokyo. I also tried to get this in Tokyo and I forgot, and I was just like so bummed. So I definitely ordered this online, and this is just Cinderella's Carriage, and it's just so pretty because you have Cinderella over here in blue. You can see there's a little dust on here. I definitely have this displayed all the time and don't dust it enough, but there's Cinderella peeking out of the window of her carriage. It's got a nice little C here and a nice little, you know, palace font, I should say. The wheels itself spin on this popcorn bucket, which is amazing. And then on this side, you have the same pose as Cinderella, just opposite. And it's got the spires. Everything on here is just really detailed. This is the pumpkin that becomes the carriage, of course. And then when you open it up on the very top, this is the portion where you could put your popcorn if you so chose. I use this as a display piece, so I've never actually put any food in here, but I love it nonetheless. And then I love also the strap, which I currently have folded over around here when I display it, but the strap itself also has like the magical sha-la-la-zoo, da-doo-doo-doo-doo, da-bippity-boppity-boo, like the magic that comes out of the fairy godmother's wand when she's casting a spell. So I do like that this is definitely a prominent feature from the movies. I'm a big fan of Cinderella itself, so definitely part of my collection today. because I like to cheat, and every time I ever do a tag or some kind of swap like this, I'm actually going to do a combination of items as one item because I can. And I'm doing that because I'm claiming these are my newest items, which is true. These are my newest Cinderella items, but I'm including it to show you the newest Cinderella items that have made its way into my heart and into my collection. And let me show you without further ado. First off is this gorgeous little plushie. It's a Tiny Big Feet plush of none other than Jock from Cinderella. He's one of my favorite mice from the film, and you can see he's got the hat. It's very prominently displayed. It's a nice little Cinderella plushie. I didn't own any Cinderella plushies, so when I saw this in the store, I knew that I definitely wanted to buy it, but what was even better, the original price of this was $6, but when I purchased this, it was on sale for 99 cents. They only have like 2 left on the shelf because these were flying off and people realized I can get this for $1? Really? So I, like everyone else, was like, when I saw this in the Disney Store outlet, I was like, I definitely need that. And then I got my 10% discount, so another 9 cents taken off of this, or 10 cents, but at any rate, this was the best 89 cents plushie I've ever bought in my life. Practically free. So that's one of the 3 items that is in this particular category. The next item is a ornament that I bought at the end of last year and haven't yet put it on my tree, but this is also Cinderella's Carriage in the form of an ornament. I have the little tassel up here to hang from the tree eventually. You got the little like step ladder part over here that you can just open up the carriage, I don't know. And then on either end of this carriage, it's a little like plushie. It feels a little velvety, so you can actually like feel the fuzziness of it, which is kind of fun, on both the curtains of the carriage. So it's a very nice little detail. You can see it's very similar to the carriage itself that I had in popcorn bucket form. And this is one of those ornaments that last year I kept looking at, like the entire Christmas season. I was like, I kind of like it. I kind of don't like the price of whatever it was, $16.95 or whatever. And I was like, I like it, but I don't like it enough to pay the full price. And finally, I bought this at the end of last year when it went on sale. And I think it was on sale for like 40 or 60% off, something like that, whatever the crazy amount was. At that point, I was finally like, I can buy it now. So that's why this is in my collection. And the last new item that's also included in this is one of my newest notebooks. And this was part of the Wisdom collection last year. This is book 12 of 12. This is the only journal in that collection that I ever bought, and it's because of this beautiful coloring. I'm really a fan of this the coloring. I'm just going to take this off to show you. I still have it on because I haven't used this yet, but eventually I will. And it says, even miracles take a little time, and it is a quote from the Fairy Godmother. You have a nice little scrolly font down there. And it's a very simple embossed journal, and when you open it up, you have the Fairy Godmother. This, of course, is part of the Fairy Godmother collection that came out end of last year. And then you have Fairy Godmother on one side, and you have Gus Gus on the very top. So I believe it's the same design on every page. Yeah, it doesn't change. But this is such a fun little book. And like I said, I just really like the color scheme that this was particularly embossed with. I was this close to getting Fairy Godmother last year also, but I was just like, I can't get any more plushies in my life. So I just went for the journal and the pins, but definitely added this one to my collection for sure. The next thing I'm going to show you is something that I was so excited to get for my daughter as an excuse because I do have children. And I purchased this for her as part of her own collection, I believe 2 Christmases ago. And it is Cinderella's castle itself. So I told you that castle is going to come in this collection a lot today. But you can see this is a replica of Cinderella's castle from Walt Disney World. It's so big I can't even get it in the frame. But yeah, I love that it has the clock over here, and you can see it's almost midnight. Because you have, once midnight strikes, you definitely have to make sure that you are home, otherwise your glass slipper will fall. And you have the doors here in the front that these move. Actually, when I push on the very front, it will play a sound. I think we turn this off in the meantime, but that's okay. I won't play with it too much, but you can definitely see that there's a mirror here. It spins, and on this side it becomes a fireplace. Over here you have a nice little spire. There actually is a ladder that moves up and down. I believe my kids might have actually broken that part off right now, and that's okay, so it's actually still in my daughter's room. But in the back, you're meant to put your little play figures or your Barbie doll Cinderella pieces, and you can go around the castle and just interact as if you actually live here, and it has a nice little spiral staircase. I actually got this for my daughter because I grew up with a version of this in my own childhood home, and I love this to death. And when I saw it was re-released and it looked very classically like the original, I knew that I had to get it for my daughter. So this is one of my favorite pieces in my collection. It is top up there in my list. It is not the #1 item, however, because I have one that I'm going to show you soon. But I just love having a replica of the castle in my home. This also goes near on the Christmas tree, because I have a monorail and a whole bunch of other like Disney memorabilia. So it's a great piece to just put as display at the holiday times as well. And I love it. And then the second to last item is one that I've had in my collection for a while. It's another toy. And it's this old discontinued toy that is no longer made, but it was made from, I'm trying to remember, there we go, Little People. This is a Little People castle replica of Cinderella's castle. And what's cool is that this actually is like a whole like Disney castle. It's not just Cinderella. I love the coloring on it. It's a little bit different take, and it's definitely like a toy. My daughter had this from age 2, and it's very beloved in this household. Both my son and my daughter love to play with it still. And there's a lot of interactive features. You can see the Cinderella storyline is captured on top, and then you also have Little Mermaid in the middle. Obviously another favorite of mine. But there's a lot of different features, like if you press that on the stove, it makes a little tweeting noise. Over here there's Cinderella's mice and the glass slipper as well. The glass slipper stickers are down there. And I'm going to show you something else. It makes that noise. I'm going to show you something else that it does. It's really cool. One second. So they have these little like things you can put any kind of princess. So I have Snow White as an example and Sleeping Beauty. If I do this, it usually plays music. I guess it's not going to do it right this moment, but when you put a character on this piece in particular, each of these has a feature where it will play the songs from the movie.
Why, hello. My name is Cinderella.
I'm going to move it up here so I can show you better, but...
A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you will lose your heartache whatever.
That's what happens when you open the door. And then one more time.
Tonight is a dream come true.
So each of these has a different saying. So that's obviously Cinderella. Just to show you real quick, if I put Hero on here.
Why, hello. My name is Princess Aurora.
So it changes per movie. So cool. Love this little toy. Awesome. The next piece I'm going to show you is something that was actually the favorite item in my collection for a really long time. It's really useful as well. And it's a little jewelry holder that was from Disney Store, aka Shop Disney. This also sold out really quickly, and you can see I have my wedding ring and other rings on it, because I actually do use it as a jewelry holder, and it's in my display usually at this point as well. But it's got my 2 favorite mice, Jock and Gus Gus, and they're sitting in a teacup and on a saucer, and it's just a little perfect like jewelry holder, and I love it. You can definitely put your jewelry around here. I definitely use this as that feature a lot. This actually says it's a trinket dish. And this was originally $16.95 from the Disney Store, and I think I did get it on full price, but I love this item so much. It is very convenient. It's a great little display piece as well if you're not willing to use it as a jewelry holder, but I love these mice, so having them in my house and being able to look at them on a daily basis brings me such happiness. I love this so much. Okay, just 3 items left, and I'm actually going to show you one of the ones that I have been looking forward to showing you for a while. This is my Cinderella collection, and I'm cheating again because it's not just one pin, it's multiple pins. But what inspired it was this one. I came across this and I remembered, I was like, oh yeah, I just bought this not too long ago, let me show everyone. This is actually a Disney Studios Store Hollywood pin that was released end of last year, and it was like part of the Acorn series, so they had different characters in front of a number of acorns. I was all about the Cinderella mice, so I have both Jack and Gus Gus. If you guys are sensing a theme, yes, I'm a fan of these mice, as I mentioned before. And this was a $19 pin, limited edition. Very hard to get your hands on. I believe this was a limited edition of 300 or 400, something small in that vein. So definitely very excited and happy I was able to get this before it sold out, because these pins always sell out so quickly. And here I have a little display of my other Cinderella-esque pins. And it's a collection of castle pins. I told you I was a big fan of the Cinderella Castle. So this one's a Walt Disney World studded pin that I actually got for free. This is a home, part of the home 4-pack star set. I love this pin so much. That's the reason I bought that from Walt Disney World. This is one of the nesting doll pins of Cinderella. This is actually a fantasy pin from Grape Soda Club, and it's balloons with the Cinderella Castle. This is one of the letter pins from the Princess series that had the letter of the name of the movie. So this one is Cinderella C. Love that. This is actually from a Hallmark Disney pin collection. It was 4 pins, and I love the Cinderella one as well. This is from D23. I was really excited to get this one, and you can see it's just like my popcorn bucket pin of Cinderella. I have another Grape Soda Club Once Upon a Time. You can write in the inside any message you want, but I like that it's very themed to like a fairy tale. This is a PTD. You have him as well as the fairy godmother, both from the movie. This is one of the Hidden Mickey pins that came out last year for the castle. This is Cinderella's dress from the Box Lunch series. This is a pin I actually got from the Collectioneers Club, Pins a Popping pin trade, and I was so excited to get this one. This actually came from Vicky from Bix and Lost in Disney. This is one of the 2-piece set of Jock and Gus. I believe this was actually a Disney Store set. This is an old Hidden Mickey pin of Cinderella. This is one of the puzzle pins I have of the stepsisters. I have this fantasy pin as well, and it's a Cinderella wedding cake from the wedding cake designer Pin Bake Shop. She does pins that look like wedding cake. Love that. This is another Disney Studio Store Hollywood pin, but this is actually an open edition. One of the newer pins released at D23 as well, and it has them with a bunch of popcorn. This is an old Family Pin Gathering 2004 pin that I got from a live sale. It has the couple in front of the castle. Another one of the puzzle pins with Jock and Gus Gus. This is actually a pin from last year's New Year's Day pin. When you open it up, it had both Prince Charming and Cinderella from Disney World in front of just embracing, and it says 2019 Happy New Year, so I really like that pin a lot. And then this one is Cinderella in front of the Disneyland Castle. A nice combination of having both the castle interposed with Cinderella. And then over here, finally, you have my second Thomas Kincaid piece, and this is actually from D23 as well. He doesn't normally come out with pins, but they did come out with this pin series for D23, and it is Cinderella and Prince Charming holding hands. The castle's in the background. There's a lot of nice colors on here as well. So I will do a nice close-up so you guys can see this, but I love these pins so much. And finally, my favorite current piece of my Cinderella collection is another item that I got for my daughter, and I'm obsessed with this toy. It is something that I saw in the store and I was like, thought it was beautiful. It came with Cinderella herself, but she's in my daughter's room playing, so it's just a Barbie doll of Cinderella. But this is the reason why I was so excited, and I love this. It is actually Cinderella's Carriage itself. I love the carriage. If you guys haven't been able to tell, I have a couple of different items now, but it's like a fun play piece that the kids can play with, and both my daughter and my son love playing with this carriage also. And this one actually opens up the door, so you've got the nice Cinderella, you know, regalia right there, and it's just like dun 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 dun. You can definitely put the Barbie dolls in here and they can sit down. There's a little bench over here for them to sit, so they can have their own romantic, storybook, candlelit stroll in the park, whatever the case may be. It is a beautiful little piece, and Disney did a great job of designing this with the door that opens in the front, and then you have the other door. I love that it's see-through, and it's got this nice blue coloring with a little bit of sparkly glitter. I mean, this is just so much fun. Of course, we've got the pink curtains on either side on all the different curtains. So I really like this. It also came with a little piece, a little scrolly piece on the top, and my kids broke that probably within the first 5 minutes of having this toy, because after all, my children are young. I have a 5 and a 2-year-old, and at that age, they definitely are at the age where they will, you know, break things. And then what's cool is that this also lights up. I had no idea that this lit up when I first bought it, but my daughter found that out. In the very bottom, you can see it's lit. It's all aglow. So this is just a gorgeous little toy, and I love this. I think the detailing on this is stunning. Stunning, and definitely my favorite current piece in my collection. I think I actually sent a picture of this to Cinderella Loves Disney like shortly after getting this, because I was like, I have to share. I love this thing, and it's so big. Such a big toy. So my kids play with this. I don't know how much longer it's going to last, but it was a jumbo toy. I think it actually was like $80. It's kind of expensive, but well worth every penny. Well worth it. Okay, and that is my Cinderella collection. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all the Cinderella items in my collection. I know there's a lot of items that had a very similar theming. I obviously have very specific tastes, and when I see the mice, when I see the castle, when I see the carriage, I gravitate that way. So that's kind of where my Cinderella collection is today. I hope that it continues to expand and grow, but I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this. In the meantime, definitely time for my son to go to bed, so I gotta say goodnight. So thanks for watching. Definitely go check out the other channels involved in this collaboration. Again, I will put the channels down below in the link. Lots of great people. I can't wait to see Wendy's collection. I know that she filmed hers like before she went away on vacation to Paris, which is where she is right now. So that is awesome. Allie's in this. I believe the Sassy Cinderella is also in this. Heather, who is, you know, by their very names, they're Cinderella lovers. So I can't wait to see what's in their collections as well as everyone else that's been participating in this. I know Hope's also in doing this, and she's a big Cinderella collector from Disney Sisters. So I'm just really excited to see everyone's videos, and I hope that you are too. So definitely give everyone a like in this collaboration. I hope to talk to you guys very soon. Bye!